The massive Valerian warship drifted through space like a metal mountain. Admiral Vextar stood on the bridge, his 6 arms crossed behind his back. Through the viewing screen, he could see the small human colony on Hanyang Prime. The planet looked peaceful with its blue oceans and green continents. "Another primitive species," Vextar said to his officers. "This will be simple. For 3,000 years, the Valerian Empire had ruled the galaxy. They were masters of quick wars and fast victories. Their method was always the same. Show up with massive ships, demand surrender, and watch the enemy give up without a fight. It worked every time. Send the standard message," Vextar ordered. The communication went out to Hanyang Prime. "Attention, primitive species. You are now part of the Valerian Empire. Surrender immediately, and you will be allowed to live as our servants. Resist and face complete destruction." On Hanyang Prime, Captain Hyun Park read the message in the colony's command center. He was a tough man with gray hair and scars on his hands from years of space travel. Around him, other humans watched the alien ships through their sensors. "They want us to surrender," Hyun said quietly. Dr. Mina Lee, the colony's scientist, shook her head. "We built this place with our own hands. We're not giving it up." Commander Ji-won Kim looked at the readings from space. The alien ships were huge, much bigger than anything humans had. But Ji-won had fought in the Earth Defense Wars. She knew that big didn't always mean better. "How many ships do we have?" Ji-won asked. 12 mining vessels and 6 transport ships," Hyun replied. "Not much of a fleet." "It will have to do," Ji-won said. "Dr. Lee, can you scan their ships? Find weak spots?" Mina worked quickly at her computer. "Their ships are powerful but old. They're designed to scare people, not fight real battles. Look here." She pointed at the screen. "Their weapons are spread out. They expect enemies to run away, not fight back." Admiral Vextar waited for the human response. He expected it within minutes. Every species sent the same message. "We surrender. Please don't hurt us." But minutes turned to hours. Finally, a message came from the planet. "This is Captain Hyun Park of Hanyang Prime. We reject your demands. This is our home. Leave now or face the consequences." Vextar's officers looked shocked. No one had ever said no to the Empire. "Consequences?" Vextar laughed. "These primitives threaten us? Destroy their defense station. When they see our power, they will beg for mercy." The Valerian ships fired their energy weapons. The human defense station exploded in bright flames. Vextar smiled, expecting the surrender message to come immediately. Instead, the humans attacked. "Captain," Hyun led the mining ships straight at the Valerian fleet. The human vessels were small and fast. They had been built to crack asteroids and haul ore, but Ji-won had other ideas. "Ram the big one," she ordered over the radio. "All ships target their command vessel." The Valerians couldn't believe what they were seeing. The human ships weren't trying to win a space battle. They were trying to crash into the Valerian warships. "Sir, they're on a collision course," a Valerian officer reported. "Destroy them!" Vextar shouted. The Valerian weapons fired again and again. Human ships exploded one by one. But each time a human vessel died, its crew aimed it at the nearest Valerian ship and pushed the engines to maximum power. The first human ship hit a Valerian cruiser at full speed. The explosion tore a massive hole in the alien vessel's side. The second human ship crashed into the cruiser's engines, causing secondary explosions that split the ship in half. Vextar watched in horror as his powerful fleet was being damaged by primitive suicide attacks. "What kind of species fights like this?" he whispered. On Hanyang Prime, Ji-won coordinated the ground defense. The humans had turned their mining equipment into weapons. Giant drilling machines became missile launchers. Construction vehicles were loaded with explosives. When Valerian landing ships came down to the planet, they expected frightened colonists to surrender immediately. Instead, They found humans who fought with desperate fury. Human miners used plasma, torches to cut through Valyrian armor. Construction workers drove explosive-loaded trucks into enemy positions. Scientists like Dr. Mina Lee built bombs from mining chemicals and threw them at alien soldiers. The Valyrians had superior weapons and armor, but they had never fought an enemy that preferred death to defeat. Every human building became a fortress. Every human civilian became a soldier. "They won't surrender," a Valyrian ground commander reported to Vextar. "We've destroyed half their colony, but they keep fighting. Then destroy the other half," Vextar ordered. But even as their colony burned around them, the humans kept broadcasting. Dr. Mina Lee sent detailed scans of Valyrian ship designs to every human world in space. She uploaded weak points, weapon, patterns, and tactical information. "All human colonies," she broadcast. "The aliens are not invincible. They can be hurt, they can be killed, and they will be." Captain Hyun's last act was to crash his damaged ship into Vextar's flagship. The explosion damaged the Valyrian command systems and killed dozens of alien officers. Commander Ji-won fought until the very end, using a broken plasma torch to kill 3 Valyrian soldiers before they finally brought her down. Dr. Mina Lee's final broadcast went out just before her laboratory was destroyed. "We are defeated, but not broken. The stars will remember what humans do to those who threaten our homes." When the battle ended, Admiral Vextar stood in the ruins of Hanyang Prime. His fleet had won, but 3 of his largest ships were destroyed or heavily damaged. Hundreds of his soldiers were dead. The primitive human colony was gone, but the cost had been enormous. "Sir," his communications officer said quietly, "we're receiving reports from across the Empire. The humans are mobilizing." Vexatar felt a chill run through his body. In 3,000 years of conquest, no species had ever fought like this. The humans had lost every battle, but they had made the Empire pay a terrible price. "How many human worlds are there?" Vextar asked. "Intelligence reports 47 colonies, sir, and their home world, Earth." Vextar looked at the burning planet below. If one small colony could do this much damage, what could 48 worlds do? For the first time in his long military career, Admiral Vextar was afraid. The message from Hanyang Prime reached Earth 3 days later. Fleet Admiral Su Kang read the report in her office high above the Pacific Ocean. Outside her window, she could see the massive shipyards where humanity built its vessels. 40,000 colonists, she said quietly. All dead. Intelligence Director Tae Wan sat across from her desk. His face was grim. "The aliens call themselves the Valyrian Empire. They've controlled this part of the galaxy for thousands of years." "How many worlds do they control?" Sue asked. 847 star systems, billions of alien soldiers, thousands of warships. Su Kang stood up and walked to the window. Below, human workers were building new ships as fast as they could. "And they think we'll surrender like everyone else." "The pattern is always the same," Tae Wan explained. "They show up, demand surrender, and the species gives up without a real fight. It's worked for 3 millennia. Sue turned back to her desk. "Then they don't understand humans very well. Within hours, every human world received the same message from Earth. It was simple and direct. The Valyrian Empire has murdered 40,000 human beings. This means war. Total war. No surrender, no mercy, no survivors." On the industrial world of New Seoul, engineer Yuna Lim read the message and smiled coldly. She had been working on mining explosives, but now she had a new project. Planet killer bombs. Weapons designed to crack worlds open like eggs. "How big can we make them?" her assistant asked. "Big enough to destroy entire solar systems," Yuna replied. "We're not building weapons to win battles. We're building weapons to end civilizations." Colonel Bin Ryu assembled his special forces. Team on the Moon Base. These were humanity's best soldiers trained for impossible missions behind enemy lines. Our job is simple, Bin told his troops. Find Valerian worlds. Get close. Make them uninhabitable forever. What about civilians? A young soldier asked. Bin's face was hard as stone. They killed our civilians first. Now there are no civilians. Only targets. The human fleet began to move. Admiral Jin Nam commanded the first strike force, 60 ships loaded with unilimbs, new weapons. These weren't traditional warships meant to capture territory. They were delivery systems for extinction-level destruction. Where are we going, sir? Captain Dong Wook asked. The Valerian forward base at Kepler Station, Jin replied. Population, 2 million aliens. Military importance, high. After today, population, 0. Dr. Sol Kim worked in the Deep Space Laboratory near Pluto. Her team had been studying captured Valerian technology, but now they had a different goal. They were learning how to kill stars. If we can destabilize a sun, Sol explained to her team, we can destroy every planet in the system at once. No survivors. No escape. Meanwhile, Intelligence Director Taewan's spy networks infiltrated Empire space, but these weren't spies gathering information. They were saboteurs with a simple mission: find the biggest, most important Valerian targets and make them disappear. The first human attack came without warning. Admiral Jin Nam's fleet appeared at Kepler Station and immediately began firing planet-killer missiles. The Valerian defenders expected a normal space battle, with demands for surrender and negotiations. Instead, the humans fired every weapon they had and then retreated immediately. They weren't trying to capture the station. They were trying to destroy it completely. The first missile hit Kepler Station's main reactor. The explosion was visible from 3 star systems away. The second missile cracked the planet's core. The third missile poisoned the atmosphere with radioactive gas that would last for 10,000 years. 2 million Valerians died in the first hour. The survivors sent desperate messages to the Empire. The humans don't want to defeat us. They want to erase us. Emperor Zalmoth received the reports in his palace on the Empire home world. He was an ancient being, ruler of 1,000 species. Never in his long life had he encountered an enemy like this. They destroyed everything, his military advisor reported. Ships, stations, planets, even the space around the system. Nothing is left. Did they make any demands? The Emperor asked. No, Your Majesty. They didn't ask for surrender. They didn't try to capture anything. They just destroyed everything and left. High Priestess Vel-Anna, the Empire's spiritual leader, spoke from her meditation chamber. This is not war as we understand it. This is cosmic horror. They fight not to conquer, but to end existence itself. The human attacks continued across Empire space. Colonel Bin Ryu's teams struck deep inside Valerian territory. They didn't attack military targets. They attacked water supplies, food production, and civilian infrastructure. On the Valerian colony world of Nexus, Bin's team poisoned the atmosphere generators. The planet's air became toxic within days. 3 billion Valerians had to evacuate, leaving their home world uninhabitable forever. Why don't they want to capture our worlds? A Valerian general asked his staff. These planets are valuable. They don't want our worlds, his intelligence officer replied. They want us dead, all of us, forever. Engineer Yuna Lim's weapons grew more terrible with each design. Her latest creation could turn a planet's own gravity against it, crushing the world into a ball of dense metal. Her team called it the Reality Eraser. How many can we build? Fleet Admiral Su Kang asked during a video conference. As many as you need, Yuna replied. We've converted every human factory to war production. Every human world is building weapons of total destruction. Dr. Sol Kim achieved her first breakthrough in stellar manipulation, using captured Valerian equipment And human innovation, her team successfully caused a small star to explode. The test destroyed an empty solar system but proved the concept worked. "We can kill suns now," she reported to Earth. "We can make entire star systems disappear." The Empire tried to respond with their traditional tactics. They sent massive fleets to human colonies, expecting the usual pattern of intimidation and surrender. Instead, they found empty worlds rigged with explosives. When the Valerian ships approached, entire planets detonated. The explosions were so powerful they damaged ships in nearby star systems. "They're willing to destroy their own worlds rather than let us have them," a Valerian admiral reported. "What kind of species thinks like this?" Counselor Rethani, the Empire's chief diplomat, tried to open negotiations with Earth. Her message was formal and polite. "The Valerian Empire regrets the incident at Hanyang Prime. We offer compensation and peaceful coexistence." Dr. Mina Lee's sister, Dr. Hana Lee, answered for humanity. Her response was a detailed technical manual showing how to build weapons that could destroy galaxies. "We are not seeking compensation," she said in the message. "We are explaining why your empire will not exist. This is not negotiable. This is inevitable." Intelligence Director Tae Wan's final report to Fleet Admiral Su Kang was comprehensive. "The Empire controls 847 star systems. We have identified every major population center, every military base, every government facility. We know where they live, where they work, where they hide." "How long until we can eliminate them completely?" Su asked. "With current production rates, 18 months, Tae replied. "Every Valerian world will be uninhabitable. Every Valerian ship will be destroyed. Every Valerian life will end. And if they try to escape to other galaxies?" Taiwan smiled grimly. "Dr. Sol Kim is working on that problem too." 6 months into the war, the galaxy was burning. General Hai Shin stood on the bridge of her command ship, watching another Valerian world die. Below them, the planet Gorvak was dissolving. Her forces had introduced a bioweapon that ate the planet's crust, turning solid ground into radioactive soup. "Population?" she asked her aide. 8 billion Valerians, sir, all dead within the hour." Hay nodded coldly. "Mark this system as permanently uninhabitable. Move to the next target." This was humanity's new way of war. They didn't capture planets. They erased them. Every world that had ever supported the Valerian Empire was marked for complete destruction. Admiral Jin Nam's fleet had perfected the art of total annihilation. His ships carried no marines, no occupation forces, no equipment for capturing territory. They carried only weapons designed to end civilizations. "Target the breeding worlds next," Jin ordered his captains. "If we kill their children, they have no future." Commander Nara O piloted the newest human weapon, a single-person ship equipped with Dr. Sol Kim's Starkiller technology. Her mission was simple: find Valerian suns and make them explode. "Test target acquired," she reported to Earth. "The Morvac system, 7 planets, 12 billion aliens." "Proceed with stellar termination," came the reply. Nara activated the Starkiller. The process was beautiful and terrible. The sun began to pulse with unnatural light. Its surface rippled like water. Then it collapsed into itself before exploding outward in a blast that consumed everything within 50 billion kilometers. 12 billion Valerians died instantly. Their planets, their moons, their space stations, everything was vaporized in the stellar explosion. "Morvac system eliminated," Nara reported calmly. "Moving to next target." Emperor Zalmoth sat in his war council, surrounded by his generals and advisors. The reports were getting worse every day. "How many systems have we lost?" he asked. 137, Your Majesty," General Colvin replied. "The humans don't just destroy our military. They eliminate everything. Worlds, populations, entire solar systems." "What about our vassal species?" the Emperor asked. High Priestess Velana spoke from her seat. They're abandoning us. The Corellians, the Zenthi, the Nexan Federation, they're all breaking their treaties and fleeing to other galaxies. Cowards, General Colvin spat. No, Velana said quietly. They're intelligent. They can see what the humans are doing. This isn't conquest. This is extinction. Complete and total extinction. The Empire tried to use their most advanced weapons. They had guns that could crack moons, ships that could move faster than light, bombs that could destroy matter itself. None of it mattered. Human forces adapted to every weapon, every tactic, every strategy the Empire tried. When the Valerians used quantum torpedoes, humans built shields that absorbed quantum energy and fed it back into their own weapons. When the Empire tried biological warfare, humans released modified viruses that killed only Valerian DNA while leaving human soldiers untouched. When the Valerians attempted to use time manipulation to change the outcome of battles, humans somehow followed them through time and continued the fight across multiple timelines. Dr. Sol Kim had expanded her research beyond star killing. Her new project was even more ambitious. Weapons that could destroy the fabric of space itself. Imagine, she explained to her team, if we could make entire regions of space simply stop existing, not empty space, nothing. A void so complete that even the concept of existence ends. Her assistant looked nervous. Isn't that dangerous? What? If we can't control it? Sewell smiled grimly. The Valerians should have thought of that before they attacked us. Colonel Bin Ryu's special forces had evolved beyond simple sabotage. They now carried weapons that turned Valerian prisoners into walking biological weapons. Captured aliens were infected with diseases that would spread to their own people when they were rescued. This is inhuman, a captured Valerian officer told Bin. You killed our people first, Bin replied. Now you learn what inhuman really means. The Valerian Empire tried one desperate strategy: complete surrender. Emperor Zalmoth himself sent a message to Earth, offering to give up all conquered territories and retreat to their original home systems. Fleet Admiral Su Kang read the surrender offer in her command center. Around her, displays showed the locations of every remaining Valerian world. What's our response? Her aide asked. Tell them surrender is not acceptable, Su replied. We're not trying to beat them. We're trying to eliminate them. Every last one. Intelligence Director Tae Wan had expanded his operations into other galaxies. Human agents were tracking down Valerian refugees who had fled their home galaxy. They think they can escape, he reported to Su Kong. They don't understand that we will follow them anywhere. To any galaxy. To any dimension. To any timeline. Engineer Yuna Lim's latest weapons could destroy multiple star systems at once. Her chain reaction bombs caused suns to explode in sequence, creating waves of destruction that swept across entire sectors of space. How many can we deploy? Admiral Jin Nam asked. Enough to sterilize this entire galaxy, Yuna replied. And the next one. And the one after that. The war attracted attention from beings that existed beyond normal space and time. Ancient entities that had watched galaxies form and die began to take notice of humanity's unprecedented capacity for destruction. The architects, beings older than stars, manifested near Earth. Their message was transmitted directly into human minds. Young species, your capacity for annihilation concerns us. You have weapons that could unravel reality itself. Supreme Commander Han Li, who had taken overall command of human forces, responded for all humanity. Then you should be concerned. We didn't start this war, but we will finish it. Every Valerian will die. Every trace of their civilization will be erased. Every possibility of their return will be eliminated. And if we try to stop you? The architects asked. Han's response was immediate. Then you will learn what we do to threats. The architects retreated. Commander Nara O had destroyed 43 star systems when she received new orders. Dr. Sol Kim had developed weapons that could kill multiple suns at once. Chain stellar explosions that would destroy entire sectors. "Target, the Valerian core systems," came the message from Earth. "Authorization, total sector elimination." Nara looked at her instruments. The core systems contained the Empire's capital, worlds. Hundreds of billions of Valerians lived there. "Understood," she replied. "Beginning sector termination sequence." General He Shin received similar orders for her ground forces. The message was simple. No prisoners, no survivors, no mercy, no exceptions. She forwarded the orders to every GI human unit in the galaxy. Kill everything that supported the Empire. Destroy everything they built. Eliminate every trace that they ever existed. The Valerian Empire's last hope was their hidden reserve fleets. Secret armadas hidden in deep space, waiting for the right moment to strike back. Human forces found. Them anyway. Admiral Jin Nam's suicide fleets attacked the hidden reserves with characteristic human tactics. They didn't try to capture the enemy ships. They rammed them at light speed, destroying both fleets in massive explosions that were visible from other galaxies. "Sir," a surviving Valerian admiral reported to Emperor Zalmoth, "the reserve fleets are gone, all of them. The humans somehow knew exactly where they were hidden." The Emperor felt his ancient heart growing cold. "How many ships do we have left?" "Less than 1,000, Your Majesty. And the humans have over 10,000 ship killers hunting us." High Priestess Velana delivered the final prophecy. "The universe itself will remember this war. The humans have become something beyond mortal species. They are the enders of worlds, the killers of stars, the erasers of existence itself." Emperor Zalmoth looked at the star charts showing human forces approaching from every direction. There was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, no hope of survival. "How long until they reach us?" he asked. 3 days, Your Majesty." The Emperor closed his ancient eyes. "Then we have 3 days to say goodbye to existence itself." 1 year after Hanyang Prime, the war had consumed half the galaxy. Admiral Yun Ju stood in the command center of humanity's new flagship, Universe's End. Through the massive viewing screen, she watched the final destruction of the Valerian core worlds. 47 star systems died in sequence as Dr. Sol Kim's chain reaction weapons turned their suns into bombs. "Casualties?" Eowyn asked her tactical officer. 400 billion Valerians eliminated in the core sector. No survivors detected. "Mark those systems as permanently uninhabitable," Eowyn ordered. "Deploy the reality scrubbers." The reality scrubbers were humanity's newest weapon. They didn't just destroy matter and energy. They removed the basic laws of physics from regions of space, making it impossible for anything to exist there ever again. Dr. Q Bay had been working on humanity's most ambitious project yet, weapons that could reach across galactic distances. The Empire refugees fleeing to other galaxies thought they would be safe. They were wrong. "The intergalactic pursuit system is ready," Q reported to Earth. "We can strike targets in neighboring galaxies from here," Captain Dong Wook commanded. The massive weapon platform humanity had built in empty space. It was the size of a small moon and contained enough firepower to destroy entire galactic clusters. "First target?" he asked. "Andromeda Galaxy, Sector 7, came the reply. "Valerian refugee fleet detected. Population, 50,000. Dong activated the intergalactic destroyer. A beam of pure annihilation crossed the void between galaxies in seconds. The Valerian refugee fleet and the space around it simply ceased to exist. "Target eliminated," Dong reported, scanning for next refugee concentration. Colonel Yeon Seo had taken command of humanity's extinction protocols. These were systematic operations designed to eliminate every trace that the Valerian Empire had ever existed. "Status report," she demanded from her staff. "Phase 1 complete," her aide replied. "All major Valerian worlds destroyed. Phase 2 in progress, elimination of Valerian colonial outposts. Phase 3 prepared destruction of uninhabited worlds that could potentially support future Valerian life. And Phase 4? Elimination of Valerian genetic material from captured specimens. Complete biological extinction across all timelines. The Empire's remaining leadership had retreated to a hidden fortress in deep space. Emperor Zalmoth sat in his emergency command center, surrounded by the last few hundred members of his government. "How many of our people are left?" he asked weakly. General Colvin consulted his datapad. Approximately 12 million Valerians, scattered across 57 hidden locations. The humans are hunting them systematically. "What about our alliance with the Temporal Council?" the Emperor asked desperately. High Priestess Velana shook her head. "The Temporal Council has declared humanity a universal threat. They refuse to intervene. They're more afraid of the humans than they are of temporal paradoxes. The humans had developed weapons that worked across time itself. When Valerian scientists tried to escape into the past, human forces followed them. When they tried to hide, in alternate timelines, human weapons found them there too. Dr. Sol Kim's research had advanced beyond stellar manipulation to cosmic engineering. Her team had built devices that could rearrange the fundamental forces of the universe. "We can now make gravity work backwards," she explained to Supreme Commander Han Lee. "We can make electromagnetic force repel instead of attract. We can make the strong nuclear force weak and the weak force strong." "What does that mean for the war?" Han asked. "It means we can make Valerian space uninhabitable by changing the basic laws of physics," Sewell replied. "Their atoms won't hold together. Their matter won't exist." Admiral Ray Moon commanded humanity's final fleet, 10,000 ships designed specifically for the elimination of the last Valerian remnants. These weren't warships in any traditional sense. They were mobile extinction platforms. All targets identified, she announced to her fleet. 57 Valerian hiding places, 12 million survivors. Estimated time to complete elimination, 6 hours. The human fleet spread across the galaxy like a plague. Each ship carried weapons that could erase entire star systems. They moved with perfect coordination, closing off every escape route, every hiding place, every possible refuge. The first hidden Valerian base was discovered hiding inside a nebula. The humans didn't bother to capture it. They simply removed the nebula from existence. The gas, the dust, the hidden base, and the 10,000 Valerians inside all vanished, as if they had never been. The second base was hidden inside an artificial black hole. The humans had developed weapons that could kill black holes. When the singularity died, it released all its stored energy at once, vaporizing everything within 1,000 light years. Emperor Zalmoth received reports of each discovery, each elimination. His people were dying by the millions, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. "Your Majesty," a communications officer said quietly, "we're receiving a message from the humans." The message appeared on the main screen. It was Supreme Commander Han Lee speaking for all humanity. "Emperor Zalmoth, you have 6 hours to live. Your empire is dead. Your people are dead. Your civilization is dead. In 6 hours, you will be dead too." This is not a threat. This is a notification. The Emperor tried one last desperate gambit. The Valerians had ancient weapons, forbidden technologies that they had never used because they were too dangerous. "Deploy the reality bombs," he ordered. "Sir," General Colvin protested, "those weapons could destroy the entire galaxy, including us." "We're already dead," the Emperor replied. "At least we can take the humans with us." The Valerian reality bombs were weapons from the early days of the universe. They could unravel the fabric of space-time itself, causing reality to collapse into primordial chaos. The bombs launched toward human space. For a moment, it seemed like the Empire might achieve one final victory. Then the bombs simply stopped, working. Dr. Q Bay had been expecting this. Human scientists had been studying captured Valerian technology for months. They had built defensive systems that could neutralize any weapon the Empire possessed. "Reality bombs detected and disarmed," she reported to Admiral Ray Moon. "Valerian superweapons are now inert." "Understood," Ray replied. "Continue with elimination protocols." The hunt for the last Valerians became a galactic event. Ancient beings that had existed since the beginning of time came to watch. The Primordial Council, entities that governed the fundamental laws of reality, manifested in physical form. Humans, their collective voice echoed across space. "You have surpassed all limits of warfare. You fight not just to defeat enemies, but to remove them from existence itself." Supreme Commander Han Li responded for humanity. "The Valerian Empire chose to attack us. Now they face the consequences. Complete extinction." "What if we offered you power over the universe itself?" the Primordials asked. "Godlike abilities in exchange for stopping this campaign?" Han's answer was immediate. "We don't want to rule the universe. We want to eliminate threats to human existence. No negotiation, no compromise, no mercy." The Primordial Council retreated to their realm beyond space and time. For the first time in cosmic history, they were afraid of a mortal species. Admiral Yunju found the largest group of Valerian survivors hiding in a pocket dimension they had created outside normal space. 2 million refugees, including the Empire's greatest scientists and artists. "They're not soldiers," her tactical officer observed. "Just civilians." "They're Valerians," Yun replied coldly. "That's enough." She activated the dimensional destroyer. The pocket dimension and everything in it was removed from all possible realities. 2 million Valerians died across infinite timelines simultaneously. Colonel Yan Seo's forces had eliminated all but one Valerian hiding place. The last fortress contained Emperor Zalmoth and 300 of his closest advisors. "Sir," her aide reported, "we've surrounded their position. They have no weapons, no defenses. They're asking to surrender." "Surrender is not acceptable," Yan replied. "Deploy the existence erasers." The existence erasers were humanity's ultimate weapon. They didn't just kill. They removed their targets from history itself, as if they had never been born, never existed, never had any impact on the universe. Emperor Zalmoth felt the weapon taking effect. His memories were being erased. His accomplishments were being undone. The 3,000-year history of his empire was being removed from reality. "Please," he whispered into his communicator, "we surrender completely. We'll leave this galaxy forever. You'll never see us again." Supreme Commander Han Li's response was the last thing the Emperor heard. "You should have thought of that before you killed our people." The existence erasers completed their work. Emperor Zalmoth and the last of the Valerian Empire vanished from all timelines, all dimensions, all possible realities. The war was over. Admiral Ray Moon stood on the bridge of her flagship, looking out at empty space where the Valerian homeworld had once existed. Nothing remained, no planets, no debris, no energy signatures. Even the star had been removed. "All Valerian targets eliminated," she reported to Earth. "Species extinction confirmed across all realities." "Understood," came the reply. "Begin galactic restoration. Deploy the new colony ships." Humanity had won, but the galaxy would never forget what they had done to achieve that victory. The humans had proven that they didn't fight wars. 18 months after the first shot was fired at Hanyang Prime, the war was ending in a way no one had imagined. Supreme Commander Han Li stood in the command center on Earth, watching the final reports come in from across the galaxy. Every Valerian world was gone, every ship destroyed, every trace of their civilization erased from existence. "Casualties?" she asked. "Total Valerian extinction confirmed," her aide replied. 12 billion aliens eliminated across all timelines and dimensions. No survivors detected anywhere in this galaxy or neighboring galaxies. Dr. Yu Jin approached Han with a data pad. The universal scale weapons are ready for deployment. We can now destroy galactic clusters with a single shot. Are they trying to escape to other dimensions? Han asked. Some tried, Dr. Yu replied. We followed them. Dimensional barriers don't stop us anymore. Neither does time travel. Neither do alternate realities. We've eliminated Valerians from every possible timeline where they ever existed. The scope of human victory was beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen, but it had attracted attention from beings far older and more powerful than any mortal species. The architects materialized in Earth's orbit. These were entities that had existed since the universe began, responsible for creating galaxies and seeding them with life. They had watched civilizations rise and fall for billions of years. Their message reached every human mind simultaneously. Species called human. Your capacity for absolute destruction has exceeded all parameters. You have weapons that could unravel the fabric of reality itself. Admiral Ray Moon, now commanding humanity's cosmic defense fleet, responded for her species. The Valerians attacked us first. We finished what they started. Your response was disproportionate, the architects replied. You eliminated an entire species across all possible realities for the death of 40,000 individuals. No. Han Li's voice joined the conversation. Our response was proportionate to the threat. They proved they would kill humans, so we ensured they could never kill humans again. Ever. The architects found this logic disturbing. In billions of years of existence, they had never encountered a species that viewed conflict in such absolute terms. What if we had been the ones to attack your colony? The architects asked. The human response was immediate and unified. Every human leader, every scientist, every soldier answered as one. Then you would be extinct too. The architects retreated to their realm beyond space and time to consider this development. Meanwhile, the Primordial Council was holding an emergency session. These beings governed the fundamental forces of the universe itself. They controlled gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. The humans have developed weapons that can alter our work, Council Member Prime reported. They can change the basic laws of physics. They can make gravity repel instead of attract. They can make electromagnetic force destructive instead of binding. Can they threaten us directly? Asked Council Member Alpha. Unknown, but they have eliminated an entire species from all possible realities. Their weapons work across dimensions through time, beyond the normal limits of cause and effect. Recommendation? Avoid contact with the human species at all costs. Captain Dong Wook was testing humanity's latest weapon, the Galaxy Killer. It was a device the size of a small moon that could destroy entire galactic structures with a single shot. Test target? He asked Earth Command. The empty galaxy designated M47, came the reply. No life detected. Full power test authorized. Dong activated the Galaxy Killer. A beam of pure annihilation crossed the void of space, reaching M47 in seconds. The entire galaxy, billions of stars, trillions of planets, countless cosmic structures, simply ceased to exist. Target eliminated, Dong reported. Galaxy M47 no longer exists in any timeline. Dr. Sol Kim had achieved her ultimate breakthrough. Weapons that could destroy the concept of existence itself. Not just matter and energy, but the very idea that something could exist. We can now remove the possibility of our enemies existing, she explained to Supreme Commander Han Li. Not just kill them, but make it so they never could have existed in the first place. How does that work? Han asked. We erase them from the fundamental mathematics of reality, Sol replied. The universe forgets that they were ever possible. Intelligence Director Tai Wan's final report was comprehensive. We have eliminated all traces of Valerian existence from this galaxy, 17 neighboring galaxies, 43 alternate dimensions, and approximately 10,000 possible timelines. Any chance of survival? Han asked. None. We've also eliminated the possibility of any species evolving into something similar to Valerians in the future. The genetic patterns that created them have been removed from the quantum possibilities of the universe. Admiral Yun-ju commanded humanity's final operation, the Great Cleansing. Human fleets spread across multiple galaxies, using reality-altering weapons to remove any trace that the Valerian Empire had ever existed. Status report, she demanded. Galactic sectors 1 through 847 cleansed, her aide replied. All Valerian archaeological sites eliminated. All historical records of their existence removed from surviving species databases. All genetic material destroyed at the quantum level. And the witnesses? All species that had contact with the Valerian Empire have been modified. Their memories of the Valerians have been erased. As far as the universe is concerned, the Valerian Empire never existed. The cosmic entities watching this process were horrified. Never in the history of the universe had one species so completely eliminated another that they removed them from history itself. The Eternal Watchers, beings that existed outside of time to observe cosmic events, sent an urgent message to all advanced civilizations. A species exists that does not merely defeat enemies, they remove enemies from reality itself. They call themselves human. Do not engage, do not threaten, do not make contact unless absolutely necessary. But humanity wasn't finished. The collective voice emerged, a unified consciousness representing every human who had lived, who was living, and who would ever live. It spoke through Supreme Commander Han Li. Cosmic entities, ancient powers, universal forces, you have witnessed what happens to those who threaten human existence. The Valerian Empire made one mistake. They killed our people. For this crime, they have been erased from all possible realities. Is this a threat? Asked the Primordial Council. No, the collective voice replied. This is education. Learn from the Valerians' example. Humans do not seek to rule the universe. We do not desire cosmic power. We do not want to control other species, but we will not tolerate threats to human existence. What if the threat is accidental? Intent is irrelevant. Results matter. If you harm humans, accidentally or deliberately, you will be eliminated completely. This is not negotiable. Dr. Yujin's final weapon was ready. The Universe Reset button. It could restore the universe to any previous state, effectively undoing any action taken against humanity. If someone finds a way to hurt us that we can't prevent, she explained, we can simply reset reality to before it happened and then eliminate the threat before they can act. Doesn't that affect us too? Her assistant asked. We've developed memory protection, Yu replied. We'll remember what happened even after the reset. Our enemies won't. The final test of human power came when the Valerians' creators, ancient entities called the Originators, attempted to resurrect their extinct children. The Originators were beings from the previous universe, survivors of the last cosmic cycle. They had the power to create life from pure thought and energy. We will restore the Valerians, they announced. Their destruction was unjust. The human response was swift and absolute. Captain Dong-wook activated the Galaxy Killer and aimed it at the dimensional space where the Originators existed. You will not. Han Li's voice carried the weight of all humanity. They are extinct for a reason. Anyone who tries to bring them back joins them in extinction. The Originators attempted to use their reality-shaping powers to defend themselves. They discovered that human weapons worked even against beings from previous universes. Impossible, they whispered as their existence began to unravel. We are older than this reality. We existed before this universe began, and now you exist never, the collective voice replied. The Originators were erased from all possible realities, all timelines, all universes past, present, and future. The cosmic community received the message clearly. Humans would eliminate. anyone who threatened them, regardless of how ancient, how powerful, or how fundamental to reality they might be. 5 years after Hanyang Prime, the galaxy was at peace. Human colonies flourished on thousands of worlds. Human ships patrolled the void between stars. Human scientists studied the universe with friendly curiosity, but every ship carried weapons that could destroy galaxies. Every human world had defenses that could alter the basic laws of physics. Every human citizen understood that their species was the most dangerous force in the universe. Admiral Ray Moon stood on the observation deck of humanity's newest colony ship, watching a beautiful sunset on a pristine world. Around her, human children played in the alien grass while their parents built new homes under the strange stars. "It's peaceful," her aide observed. "Yes," Ray agreed, "because everyone understands the price of threatening that peace." 10 years had passed since the Valerian Empire was erased from existence. The galaxy had settled into a new pattern of life, with humanity at its center, not as conquerors, but as the species that everyone knew could end civilizations with a fight. Thought. Captain J. Park stood on the bridge of the exploration vessel. Peaceful dawn, approaching a newly discovered star system. His crew was young, born after the war, but they had been trained well. "What do we know about this system?" "Jay," asked his science officer. "3 planets, 2 with possible life signs," Dr. Era Kim replied. "Radio signals suggest a pre-industrial civilization on the second world." "Standard first contact protocols," Jay ordered. "Remember, we're here to say hello, not to threaten." The human approach to new species had evolved dramatically since the war. They no longer needed to prove their strength. Everyone in the galaxy already knew. Instead, they focused on friendship, trade, and peaceful cooperation. On Earth, Fleet Admiral Su Kang, now in her 70s, reviewed the monthly reports in her office overlooking the rebuilt cities. The planet had become the unofficial capital of the galaxy, not through conquest, but through respect. "How many new species made contact this month?" she asked her aide. 17, came the reply. "All peaceful. Most are requesting trade agreements and protection pacts." "Protection from what?" Sue asked, though she already knew the answer. "From anyone who might be stupid enough to attack them while they're under human protection." The human protection system was simple and effective. Any species could request human protection by simply asking. In return, they promised never to attack other protected species. The penalty for breaking this promise was well understood. Dr. Sol Kim, now director of the Cosmic Research Institute, had shifted her focus from weapons of mass destruction to tools of creation. Her latest project was a star builder, a device that could create new suns and planets where none had existed before. "We spent so much time learning to destroy," she told her team. "Now we can create entire worlds for species that need new homes." Her assistant looked at the plans. "What if someone tries to use our star builders as weapons?" Sewell smiled grimly. "Then they learn why we don't give dangerous technology to dangerous people." Commander Nara O, the former Starkiller pilot, now commanded the Galactic Peace Fleet. Her ships patrolled the space lanes, ensuring safe passage for all species under human protection. "Contact from the Zeridian trade convoy," her communications officer reported. "They're reporting pirate activity in the Outer Rim." "Pirates?" Nara raised an eyebrow. "It's been 5 years since anyone was stupid enough to become a pirate. Don't they know what happens to people who attack peaceful traders?" "These are from outside our galaxy," the officer replied. "They probably don't know about human protection laws." "Then they're about to learn," Nara said calmly. "Dispatch a single ship. Make sure the lesson is memorable." The lesson was always the same. Pirates who attacked ships under human protection simply vanished, not destroyed in battle, vanished. erased so completely that even their home species forgot they had ever existed. Intelligence Director Tae Won, now retired but still consulting, received reports from across the galaxy. His replacement, Director Min Seo, briefed him on current galactic politics. The Galactic Council has invited humanity to take formal leadership, Min reported. Our response? Tae asked. The same as always. We decline. We don't want to rule anyone. We just want to ensure peace. The Galactic Council was a voluntary organization of over 3,000 species. They met monthly to discuss trade, disputes, and cooperation. Humanity had no official position in the Council, but every major decision was made with human interests in mind. Not because humans demanded it, but because everyone understood that decisions which harmed humans would result in the decision-makers ceasing to exist. On the colony world of New Busan, children learned about the war in school. Teacher Yuna Song stood before her class of mixed human and alien students, explaining their shared history. Can anyone tell me why the Valerian War ended? She asked. A young human boy raised his hand. Because they attacked us first? Partly correct, Yuna nodded. But the real reason was that they couldn't understand human nature. They thought we would surrender like everyone else. A small alien child, one of the Kepler species, raised her tentacle. Teacher, why didn't humans want to rule the galaxy? After they won? Because ruling is hard work, Yuna replied with a smile. It's much easier to just make sure no one wants to fight us. The child looked confused. How do you make sure of that? By being very good at fighting, another human student answered. So good that no one wants to try. Colonel Bin Ryu, now retired and running a restaurant on Mars, sometimes received visits from old comrades. Today, General Hai Shin stopped by for lunch. How's retirement treating you? Hai asked. Better than war, Bin replied, serving her a bowl of noodles. Though I miss the simplicity. Simplicity? During the war, problems were easy to solve. Enemy? Eliminate. Threat? Erase. Now everything is complicated. Diplomacy, trade negotiations, cultural exchanges. Hai laughed. You prefer when we could just remove problems from existence? It was more efficient, Bin admitted. But I suppose this is better for everyone else. Dr. Eugene had established the Department of Peaceful Applications, turning weapons research into beneficial technology. Her latest project was a reality stabilizer that prevented cosmic disasters. We can now stop supernovas, prevent black hole formation, and stabilize dying stars, she explained to the Galactic Council. Any species facing cosmic extinction events can request assistance. What do you want in return? Asked the Zeridian. Ambassador. Nothing, Yu replied. We help because we can, because the galaxy is better when everyone is alive and happy. The ambassador looked suspicious. There must be some condition. Just one, Yu smiled. Don't attack humans. Admiral Eun-ju commanded the Deep Space Monitoring Fleet. Her ships watched the void between galaxies, scanning for signs of external threats. Anything interesting? Her aide asked during the daily briefing. Contact from the Triangulum Galaxy, Yoon replied. An empire called the Croxian Dominion is approaching our galactic border. They seem aggressive. Standard response. Send. Them the information package. The information package was humanity's standard greeting to potentially hostile civilizations. It contained detailed technical specifications for human weapons, recordings of the Valerian War, and clear explanations of human protection laws. Most species who received the information package decided to be friendly. Those who didn't learn why the information package existed. Captain Dong-wook now commanded the Cosmic Defense Platform, humanity's ultimate weapon that remained hidden in deep space. It hadn't been used since the war, but everyone knew it existed. Message from the Croxian Dominion, his communications officer reported. What do they say? They're demanding tribute from all species in our galaxy. They claim this is now part of their territory. Dong looked at his weapons panel. The cosmic defense platform could reach the Croxian home galaxy in minutes and eliminate their entire civilization in seconds. Send a response, he ordered. Tell them they have 1 day to apologize for their misunderstanding and return to their own galaxy. Explain what happens if they refuse. And if they don't listen, then tomorrow there will be one less galaxy in the universe. The Croxians had never heard of humans. Their empire had conquered 12 galaxies through overwhelming force and ruthless tactics. They were confident in their military superiority. Their confidence lasted exactly 24 hours. When the deadline expired, Dong Wook activated the cosmic defense platform. The Triangulum galaxy, home to the Croxian Dominion, simply stopped, existing. Not destroyed, erased, removed from reality so completely that the space it had occupied became empty void. The message was received by every intelligence in the known universe. This is what happens to species that threaten the galactic community under human protection. Supreme Commander Han Li, now in her 80s, received the daily report in her home on Earth. She lived quietly in a small house by the ocean, tending her garden and watching the sunset. The Croxian problem has been resolved, her former aide informed her during their weekly call. How resolved? Han asked. Completely. They no longer exist in any timeline or dimension. Han nodded calmly. Good. Any other issues? The Galactic Council is proposing a celebration of the 10th anniversary of galactic peace. That's nice, Han said, returning to her flowers. Make sure they understand that humans don't want any special recognition. We just did what needed to be done. In the deep archives on Earth, the true records of human capability were kept secret. Dr. Q Bay, now the head archivist, maintained the files that documented every weapon humanity had built during the war. Reality erasers, timeline destroyers, universe reset buttons, dimensional collapsers, existence preventers, galaxy killers. The weapons were stored in facilities that existed outside normal space-time, ready to be deployed if humanity ever faced a threat that conventional forces couldn't handle. How many species know about these? Her assistant asked. None, Q replied. And it will stay that way. The weapons they know about are already enough to keep the peace. What if someone develops defenses against our known weapons? Then they discover we have unknown weapons.